Bismillah, wassalatu wassalam ala Rasulillah, wa ba'd. Praise be to Allah, and peace and blessing be upon His last and final messenger. I'm your host, Omar Jamaykee, and we've been discussing affairs of Iman and its importance in the life of Muslim, as the Muslim is always and constantly should be seeking, looking at the ways that he can improve his Iman, and also looking at the things that decreases the Iman, so he can avoid them and protect himself from these things. But these things can only be done by having that awareness and the willingness to apply those things in our life as they should, in the correct way. Of the thing that affects one's Iman in a negative way is the Muslim belittling good deeds, not being hasty in doing even small actions. So the more person, he belittles action that he deems to be small actions of no weight. And this is not the correct approach. The person, he thinks that gaining reward is by doing great actions, and small actions, they have to be put aside. So the thing that this is a sign of the person not having a correct approach to his Iman and seeking to fulfill his Iman to the complete level that he can attain. So the Prophet has mentioned the hadith that Islam, it have 70-odd number in branches. It have the highest and it have the lowest. And the lowest are things that we should not belittle. Think that they are things that are not of much worth. So the person, he put them aside. So you might find that the Muslims sometimes, we fall short in weakening our Iman by leaving away actions that does not require much effort, but they can assist in the increasing of our Iman. And when we leave them, it only decreases our Iman. And some of these actions that are belittled sometimes, that the Muslim need to look at more carefully regarding our fulfillment of them, as mentioned in the hadith of the Prophet, removing something harmful from the pathway. So the person who might remove a broken bottle from the pathway and from the street that is walked by others, this is a sign of Iman. And leaving this is a sign that a person is not very careful in trying to strengthen his Iman. So other thing a person might fall short in that is of benefit, is the person when he meets a Muslim brother, he opens with salam. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said in a hadith that none of you enter Jannah, none of you enter paradise until you believe. So paradise, to enter it, a person require to have belief. Then he mentioned, and that none of you is a true believer until you love of each other. So to attain true belief, the full belief that they expect from the Muslim, is that he should also have love for the Muslim. And he mentioned that I will direct you to an act. If you were to fulfill it, then it will increase the love between yourself. It will cause you to have love for each other. Then he says, Afshu salam bainakum, that you should spread the salam between yourselves. So spreading up the salam between a Muslim, increase in Iman. And a person not giving salam, sometimes it affects our Iman negatively. So the Muslim who might pass by his brother without salam, he might hold bad feeling toward that individual. Or maybe he might have bad feeling toward that individual. So spreading of the salam assist, even though it's a very simple action, in the growth of one's Iman. And leaving it, it remove and can weaken of one's Iman. So these small things that need small effort can assist in the growth of our Iman. And leaving them can affect our Iman in a negative way. Also, the thing that is very small, whenever we do have anything, remember Allah. Very simple. Just saying, when we enter our house, Bismillah. When we eat Bismillah. So the Prophet once, he was sitting with his companions eating, and there was a young chap, a young boy with him. And this boy, he was eating with his left hand. And he didn't say Bismillah. and his hand was moving around in the plate with others. Then the Prophet told him, Ya ghulam, Sammillah, say Bismillah, wa kul bil yaminik, and eat with your right hand. Wa kul ma yalik, and eat from those things that is in front of you. So these things are very, very simple. That when we eat with our right hand, not with our left hand. It doesn't require much. And the Prophet even mentioned that this is the resemblance of the shaitan. لا تأكلوا بالشمال فإن الشيطان يأكل بالشمال. That you should not eat with your left hand, as the shaitan eats with his left hand. So the Muslim avoid eating with his left hand, and he eats with his right hand, as this is from the teaching of Islam. So these things are a simple thing. So the Muslim need to apply them, and applying them builds one Iman, and not doing them, it helps to reduce one's Iman slowly but surely. So eating the proper way, saying Bismillah when one eats, increase one's Iman, where one is reflecting upon the one who provides for us this food, the one who provides this ta'am, this meat that we're eating. So all of this, it helps in our Iman. But the effort is simple. What is required is something which is simple. So the Muslim have to think about these things, that sometimes small acts carry great reward. And small actions, if they are put together, they form a mountain. So of these small acts that sometimes are neglected, that the reward can be great, is when a Muslim meets his brother Muslim, he smiles in his face. From the thing that will receive a reward is smiling in the face of the Muslim when he meets him. So to give a smile in the face of another Muslim is a reward. So all of these small efforts, always remembering of Allah, small effort, but the reward is great. And the person who neglects these acts, then eventually he reduces his Iman, and he leaves away aspect of the branches of Iman, that these actions are from amongst them. So the Muslim have to be hasty, have to be mindful, not neglectful of these small acts that assist in the growth of his Iman, and in leaving decreases Iman. So these are things that we have to bear in mind. So belittling acts, and sometimes we find a Muslim might belittle actions that are called sunnah. We want to do things which is wajib, the compulsory actions. But those actions that are non-compulsory, we leave them aside. So when we pray dhuhr, the afternoon prayer, we don't pray the sunnah. We do not pray those additional salat that is before and after them, because we belittle these actions. We only concentrate on the ones that are deemed as compulsory. So these things are not to be taken lightly, but we should be hasty in fulfilling of them. And we'll find that with most compulsory acts, there's other things that are attached to them to help to raise those acts in reward and if any deficiency should occur, these additional acts, it serve to close that gap and to fill those deficiency, those areas of deficiency. So the Muslim have to be mindful of things that may seem simple, but if combined together and if done on a continuous basis, they become something of a mountain. So the things that increase Iman is not belittling act that seems small, and the person leaving away small actions decrease one's Iman. We come again to the end of this program, and stay tuned to following programs. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.